Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden, and we have a very special guest. She is a local music maker. She's an advocate for kids getting music out into the community. She's from the Twin Cities, and I'm really excited for you to get to know Simone. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think more people need to know about you and some of the stuff you're doing, and I'm excited for you to share that. Was music always your original passion, or how did that evolve?
Yeah, pretty much as far back as I can remember, I've been singing, and like my earliest memories are of like my teachers in elementary school and friends saying like, okay, when you get famous, don't forget about me. Like, I've always been heavily involved in music, and it's always been a passion of mine. So it's just been kind of a natural thing for me to pursue. And my dad was a major proponent in my success. He would always encourage me to reach out to people, join talent shows, choir. He, when I was 11 years old, he dropped a Yellow Pages into my lap and was just like, all right, call up all of these nursing homes, community centers, venues, and let them know what your rates are. I'm just like, I can't do that. I'm 11. And he's like, that's why it's going to work. And I got paid quite a bit from doing that. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So besides music, I kind of know you, but I know you have other passions besides music, and I was wondering if you would mind sharing some of those amazingly nerdy passions with our audience.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm super into like, well, first off, like biology, technology. So you'll see like a brain behind me. You'll see a joystick blueprint behind me. I'm really into video games, simulation theory, like just it goes on and on.
Do you think that influences your music? I've seen some of your music videos, and I could see some of kind of like the technology aspect in them.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, like the first things I ever like started singing about when I started creating my own music was like being an avatar within a video game, and how like life is an RPG and you can choose your own adventure, but you just have to spend the time leveling up to get there. So, because I really feel like at the end of the day, like life is like that. Like if you spend the time and effort on doing something, it just takes time at the end of the day. And I believe anybody can achieve anything that they want to. And so viewing life like that is really motivational for me. And I wanted to share that with everyone else too.
What happens when you give into your appetite? Think it goes away just after one fight. You can try again with all your might, but it won't stop. No, it won't stop. Hungry eyes inside me. Hungry eyes, every day you grow. Hungry eyes, betray me. Hungry eyes, you gotta let me open up your roof, let your guard down, just try it out, don't fight it. Can't you see it's coming for you? Are you gonna run from what you
So
That's fantastic. I know that you don't just make your own music, you help share music with the community. Could you tell us a little bit about how you do that?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I work with, youth at a nonprofit called SLP Nest. And so that's less about music, but more about just like creative expression in general. It is a nonprofit that kind of deems itself a creative lab and lounge. and we have a space in St. Louis Park. And so students will come in there, just get a chance to express themselves creatively. But there's also like open mic nights. We do a lot of different things, and just getting students into a space where they can just show off whatever they want to show off is kind of what I do there. I also work for the Minnesota Music Coalition, and so I'm kind of a matchmaker for musicians to mentors within the Twin Cities area and beyond. And then I run my own record label, and yeah.
Run a record label.
Yeah. And so I have 8 artists, not including myself, on the label, but I am on the label as well.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
That's,
and so helping to share their music too is what I like to do. So
what kind of music do you mainly focus on then? What, like
pop, alternative pop is what I focus on. I think that pop used to be a lot broader, and getting back to that realm of like having pop be like just kind of following the structure of pop, but having it be like pop rock, pop punk, electro pop, like progressive pop is like what I'm into, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of your who are some of the biggest inspirations for you for doing that kind of pop techno music?
Yeah.
Stand out?
Gosh, like, I mean, right now leading the scene, I feel like in the alternative pop world, just on like an international scale, are like Dorian Electra, Charlie XCX, Grimes. They're all kind of within that future pop realm, I feel like.
Where can we find your music?
You can find my music anywhere that you stream music, like iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and you can also download it at Bandcamp.
And what would they have to look under?
No One But Sim1. And that's, yes, No One But Sim1. So NO number 1, BUT, but, and Sim1, SYM1.
Awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Any future projects that we should be looking out for, like maybe new albums or music or?
Yeah. So something I'm also passionately pursuing is kind of touching on sexual health and education and exploration. I'm very passionate about that. I am also partnering with Planned Parenthood to do a fundraiser with them for my latest music video, which will be coming out in June.
Awesome.
And that one will be for Hungry Eyes, which I released this past March 25th on my birthday. And so next single coming out is a song called Fix My Crown, which is all about self-love, because May is National Masturbation Month. And so, you can celebrate however you wish, but I recommend you celebrate by listening to my song.
Well, doing other things, obviously.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Didn't know that was also part of May, because May's got all sorts of things that seem to happen. So
right.
It's nice that you get to partner with a nonprofit that makes such an impact.
Absolutely.
They
are the biggest like sexual educator in our nation, so it's just natural to partner with them.
Well, I'm really glad that you were able to talk with me today. It's not like the only thing I have is I have to have dinner date with myself at 6 p.m.
That's a good thing to have. Honestly, make time for yourself. Make time to make food for yourself.
Right. I think The Grinch, if you wanted a really good example of stay at home, The Grinch, Jim Carrey's The Grinch, I think would be a really good example for things you could do in isolation to stay kind of sane, sort of.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to like create new hobbies and stuff for myself just to stay sane. I've gotten into a lot more heavy crafting now.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you crafting?
I am doing like a lot more spiking of things, like a lot of like studding and spiking of things. I also just bought a riveter, so I can start making some harnesses and things like that.
So basically, you're going to be the person walking down the street that's going to have like the entire spike ensemble.
Yes.
I'm thinking like Mad Max kind of a thing.
Oh yes. All gonna fit together.
Classic outfits for the win.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. This is Now You Know with Sam Hedden and producer Andy Watson. And now you know NO1 but SYM1. No one but Sim1. Thanks, Simone.
Thank you.
Or you can do it your way first, and then you can do it my way. And then we'll just see which is better.